Are we rolling? Hello. Yo, boys. Happy Monday. Happy Diwali. If you guys hear crackling sounds, that's the sound of firecrackers. So I'm sorry, but people do prefer to celebrate Diwali, unless like me. So yeah, today's video is going to be a very short video because I had initially planned a bigger video on this topic, but apparently I forgot for 2 days, and now I have 15 to 20 minutes left to post this. So yeah, let's do a speedrun, and someday I'll do a more elaborated version of this video. Now, the thing that I'm going to talk about today is called Ludonarrative Dissonance or Ludonarrative Harmony. And the way it works is basically that it it is mainly used in video games. The term specifically is used for video games, but it is not specifically limited to that. The term basically means that let's say you are playing a game and you are being told a story about the character that you are playing. So basically what it means is the story that you are being told is completely different from the actions that your character is making while in the game. So like the best example for that that comes to mind very easily is, let's say you are playing Destiny 2, right? And story wise, the Guardian at this moment has made amends with the Fallen, and the Red War has been over since like what, 4 years. But still, when you land on EDZ in Trostland, you are still being forced to fight fallen enemies and Red Legion Cabal, which are supposed to be extinct, right? And it doesn't make any sense game wise. Also, something that on a deeper level doesn't make sense is that the Guardian is always portrayed as someone heroic and someone who is going to save everyone, but all you do all the time in while playing the game is kill a lot of people, a lot of aliens, a lot of stuff. You just, yeah, you are just walking, talking destruction tornado. So yeah, that is an example of ludonarrative dissonance, where the narrative that is being laid out, like the story basically, the narrative for the character, is not something that is being portrayed in the gameplay. Now let's take a look at, let's see if this works. Does it work? Yeah. So basically ludonarrative harmony means what you are being told through the story is also being reflected by the actions that you are doing, right? So for example, let's take Dishonored or Far Cry 3 or any other story driven, like recently I played Cyberpunk, right? So what those games are able to incorporate in the story is their story. Let's start with Dishonored, right? So Dishonored is basically the story of a royal bodyguard who has been falsely accused of murdering the empress, and he has to like remove the people in the positions of power and eventually take back the control of the empire, and make sure that like these guys who conspired to kill the empress are punished. So and as like in real life, as the act of killing something goes, it has its consequences, right? So basically, if you are playing Dishonored and you kill somebody, let's say they have implemented a system called chaos system Dishonored. Okay, so what chaos system is it's like a morality system where The more you kill people, the more dire consequences will be there for your character, for the other characters, and for everyone else in the city. Like story wise, there is a plague going in their city, and like logically, let's think logically. If you're killing like 50 guards in a day in a mission, their bodies will need to be dumped somewhere, right? And when their bodies are dumped, the rats will swarm and feast on those bodies, and they will spread even further. And that will result in the plague spreading further. And so what it does is that what your actions, you can either incapacitate someone rather than killing them, so that they're able to wake up after a little bit of time, and you end up causing much less death and destruction, and that has a really huge impact on the story. Same goes with Witcher 3. I think CD Projekt Red, Arcane, these studios are able to nail, and Ubisoft in the past are able to nail that specific ludonarrative harmony concept, because these are the things that make uh, your journey through something meaningful, right? If you are let's say for Far Cry 3, the way it was working was that the protagonist Jason was initially he had never killed someone, and as you the player keep progressing through the game, keep clearing outposts, start killing all these enemies, the character also starts to like enter this state of madness where all he wants is to fight and take revenge and kill. And so the actions that you make in game are affecting the narrative, and that is like a bare bones definition of ludonarrative harmony. So uh, in conclusion, in my honest opinion, and in some cases ludonarrative harmony is not necessary. uh, in some cases, like let's say GTA, where you want to run 100 people over with your car and everything, that is fine, like somewhat. But let's go back to ludonarrative dissonance. Yeah. So basically, even it's mentioned in the Wikipedia page, I guess I'll have to find it. So, like, let's say for Call of Duty Modern Warfare, which is like an army based warfare style game, a player can kill everything but their digital partners. I mean, you can kill every enemy except your teammates, right? That is to uphold the sense of ludonarrative harmony. Because if you, like, let's say the devs had to specifically make this function to stop people from killing their teammates, right? And not in a multiplayer match, I'm talking about single player campaigns. So the reason that they like implemented it, because uh, basically what would happen if you are able to spray lead and someone from your team walks into it and dies, is you've broken the character. Like, let's say in Call of Duty 4 you are playing as Soap or anyone else, any of those marines, they do not kill their own soldiers, and that would like instantly break your immersion and make you understand that yeah, it's a game. And so the best best case design scenario is to have somewhat sense of ludonarrative harmony built into your system. And this doesn't only apply to video games. So we can take it on a broader scale and consider it as like someone being two-tongued. So basically, if someone is saying something but their action is uh, not in coherence with what they are saying, that is ludonarrative dissonance in a way, right? So let's say that I am making these claims in my video that from tomorrow I'll wake up at 6 a.m. and I'll do workouts and I'll do this and that, and then I do not do any of that, but I keep preaching how good it is to have a routine and have everything. Then I am creating a ludonarrative dissonance in my from my life, like in my real life uh, like scenario, right? So yeah, I hope you all got the concept, or like at least it was bearable to sift through this video. I plan to make a thorough, more in-depth video on this, but I'll need much more clips, and even then I don't want to spoil it because a lot of you guys do not play video games that I always tell you to play, and so yeah, I don't want to spoil the endings. But yeah, it is something that you need to experience for yourself, and when the ludo narrative harmony is there in a game, man, it feels amazing to be a part of that game. So hopefully you guys will try out Dishonored, the first game. I have played half of the second game and I didn't quite like that, but the first one is a masterpiece. Far Cry 3, Cyberpunk, the new Cyberpunk game is amazing, regardless of what the critics say. And The Witcher 3 is always at the top tier. So yeah, I hope you guys will give any of those a try, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye. Have a happy new Indian year, by the way, in advance.